Hello visionaries, and welcome to Visionary Yoga. Today I have a sequence simply titled The Morning Flow, because I recognize that we don't always have an hour, 90 minutes to dedicate to a full-on yoga practice, but you still want to feel great in your body and have that mojo and inspiration that comes from an open body, open heart, open chakras. Today we're just going to do a quick practice of about 15-20 minutes, opening all the areas, the shoulders, the hips, the lower back, the core, getting your breath into sync and into the flow so you can hit your day with great energy. And if you have any requests for future sessions, I would love it if you could leave it in the comment below, and just let me know also how you felt at the end of the session. It's great, to feel like I'm in dialogue with you and not just doing a monologue all the time. So leave me a comment and I look forward to reading them. All right, let's hit the mat now. All right, so let's come to the head of the mat and take a big stretch up, rooting down through all 10 toes. Engage your core. Let's grab one wrist, lift and lean to the opposite side. You're gonna look under the arm, pull the head of the arm bone down, and stamp down through your feet. Come up an inch taller than before and switch sides. Reach up, and just a morning stretch to open the side body. The side body, according to Chinese medicine, has the gallbladder meridian. And then we open your heart center, the lungs. As you exhale, swan dive, bend your knees, drape over bent knees, and just hang. From here, you're gonna take your hands first time on the shins and roll the heart open. And against the open heart, try to go straighter. Bringing your weight slightly forward towards your toes, drawing up from the arches of the feet into your core. Keep the pubic bone lifting into the body and exhale, fold over that lift. Let's do it twice more rhythmically. Inhale, bent knees, open chest. Fingertips can remain on the floor if you can reach, and use them on the shins if you need. Slowly, straighter, straighter. Exhale, hang, release your neck. One more time, inhale. Just to get the breath flowing, to begin to open the hamstrings. Exhale, core lifts, head hangs, and let's take a huge step back. Downward dog, and then begin to just tread out the feet, awakening the nerve endings of the soles of the feet, which are so important in balancing. Also, there are points related to your senses and your brain centers in your toes, so you want your feet awake. After a few treads, come to straight legs, lift the quads, and let's take a few rollouts. Inhale, heels way up high, hollow out the belly, roll all the way out the top of a plank, thinking forward. Feel that little spring in your toes. Exhale, return to downward dog, rooting through your heels. Twice more with flow and breath. Inhale, heels up. Exhale, stretch the lower, middle, upper back. Lengthen your neck out of the shoulders. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last time, breathe in, unfurl the spine like a carpet. From the top of the plank here, float the knees on the mat, bend your elbows into your waist, bringing your heart and chin to the ground in 8-point pose. Slither, low cobra. And if you want to shrug the shoulders, feel free. Medium cobra. Now highest cobra. Today we're going to let the arms go straight, and as you exhale, round like an angry cat, all the way to child pose, hips reaching all the way to your heels. And let's slither 5 times into cobra. Elbows go wide. Inhale, shine your heart through the arms. Exhale, round. Relax your neck, hips to heels. Keep it flowing. If you can do one breath through the undercurve to the peak, then exhale, round, that's great. If you need several breaths to arrive at cobra, feel free. Ride your breath. Literally mimicking the waves of the ocean. Project back through your legs, up through your heart. Use your core lift. Back to child pose. One last time. Inhale. This is also shoulder warm up. Okay, letting your elbows go wide at first and then hugging in cobra. Exhale, child pose. From child pose, we use the breath again to swing your hips to one side. I'm going right, and I'm going left for the exhale. Next time your hips go right, we make circles. Inhale, hips go to the right. Stretch the lateral part of your body. Exhale, child pose. And you can do this with eyes closed. Just explore. It's great to include an element of playfulness in your practice. Have a childlike curiosity about your body. Hey, not just same old, same old. Find something new and nuanced each time you step on the mat. Because we are exploring. Hey, and there is so much to know about this body that we don't know about. Let's reverse sighs. Ride that breath. Inhale, we unblock those intercostals and IT band, outer hips, which can hold a lot of tension. Encouraging that flow through the sides of the body. Take one more. Not really counting, but just listening for this sense of opening. Good, and just settle in child pose. After your next circle, open all 10 fingers. Draw the head of the arm bones back and away from the ears, connecting the energy of the fingertips to the energy of your core. And then let's rise to downward dog. Hey, let's take your right leg up for the first Vinyasa flow here of your warm-up. So I'm gonna let you just open your hip and raise that leg as high as it'll go. Just explore again, explore the opening of your hip, the range of your hip. From here, exhale, pike the knee to your nose, using that core. Twice more, inhale, tilt. Breathe into the juncture between hip and thigh, exhale, rein it in. Last one, inhale, reach, 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 reach. Exhale, use your core lift and see if you can float your foot between your hands. Or if you landed short, you can grab the foot, help it float. Come up to fingertips or use blocks here if you need. Back leg is strong and straight. As you melt the hips down and inhale, pull the heart through. Exhale, round. Relax your head and neck down. Gaze all the way to your belly. Inhale. Ask the back leg to stay as straight as possible. Ujjayi breath. Hey, see if you can constrict the back of your throat so you can control the length of your breath. It's a little bit more advanced, but it's never too early to start to work with the refinement of your breath. Okay? Ease your back knee down, untuck your toes, engage your core. On the next inhale, lift the energy. Okay, palm faces forward and then palm faces out as you circle way back. Take slow circles. Inhale. So you can feel exactly where that tightest place is in your stretch here. Inhale. Exhale, reach way back. Last one, breathe in. This time, we're gonna open your arms to the horizon and then whip the left arm on top. Intertwine, palms touch. From the soles of the feet, raise the elbows, the hands. Keep your neck long. Breathe into the outer arms. Exhale, burst the arms open. Again, you can use blocks here if you have tighter hamstrings. Back leg is strong, front leg goes straighter. Little by little move towards straightness. And if you feel like you're too wide, you can narrow your stance by stepping the front foot in. And this way we can get the back heel to really seal down towards the mat. Draw up from your toes, up the kneecap, up the quads, pulling that right hip back. And then with the right hip moving back, drape your spine forward and bow your head. Let's meditate on that intense stretch on your hamstrings, your calves, wherever you're feeling it. You can stay here, or if you want a little new sensation, walk it over to the right. Reaching, opening the left side a little bit more deeper. In yoga, we train ourselves to enter the heart of the intensity and soften into that intensity instead of clench and tighten around it. Okay? Come back to center and then step it back, downward dog. One vinyasa flow of your choice. Rise to half dough, roll it out to top of a plank. Either you can hover in chaturanga or take it all the way to the ground, cobra, or upward dog. Pull the mat back, open your heart. Lift from the core. Downward dog, 2 breaths here. Pull the mat apart with your hands. Pull the mat apart between your feet. And let's raise the left leg nice and high. Again, meditate on that juncture between left hip and left thigh while the bottom foot, the right heel, digs into the earth. 3 times. Let's go. Exhale, 1. Inhale, open. Exhale, core plank. 2. Inhale. So you can drop your head. So you're literally trying to touch your knee to your nose. And from the core, step that foot between hands. Come to fingertips. And focus on the back leg's strength and straightness as you melt your hips down and open your chest. Exhale to round. Drip your head down. Let's go with the flow. Inhale, heart opens, the gaze lifts. Exhale, turn inwards. Inhale, expression, expansion, open, open, open. Exhale, coil in. Inhale, strong back leg, and then melt your back knee to the mat. Untuck your toes, hug in, and let's lift everything up. Exhale, feel the heart expands. Keep it flowing, breathe in. Exhale, reach way behind you. Inhale. Draw a huge circle of light around you. This time, let's open the arms to the horizon and now whip the right arm on top. Intertwine the forearms. Ganadasana. Feel the lift from the soles of your feet into your core, into your elbows, into your hands. From the place of lift, now take a controlled descent, deepening the stretch. Feel the lift, feel the descent. We're balancing opposites. Exhale, burst that open. Find your blocks if you're using. Back leg strong and straight, front leg straighter bit by bit. You can step it in 1, 2, or 3 inches. Squeeze the back heel down. Draw the energy up from the foot into your core, pulling that hip crease back. And then without losing that pulling back action of your left hip, walk your hands forward and drape. Strong opposition. Now use your breath to equalize the opposites. It's a dynamic equilibrium here. If you did it to the other side, walk it over to the left for a diagonal stretch. Getting a beautiful opening from the right shoulder blade to the right side of your hip. Come back to your core support and let's plant your palms, step it back, downward dog. Again, ride the breath, heels up, roll it out, inhale to the top of a plank, lift and lower and hover forward. Push off your toes, upward dog. Blast your heart open, exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathe in. Don't you love practicing to the sirens? So if you can do yoga in a chaotic city, you can do it anywhere. So just incorporate any sounds around you as, part of your training to stay focused. Let's take the second wave of warm-up. Take your right leg up, and again, tilt the hips, raise the leg as high as you can, and then we're gonna bend the knee, flex the foot, and take a little ankle twirl. And instead of knee to nose, we're gonna do a circular move I call figure 8. We're gonna cycle the leg down, swoop it across to the left, and then open the hip, raising it higher than before. 2 more times. Exhale, down, turn it in, core support, inhale, open. Square your torso last time. Exhale, down. Little tango twist, inhale, open. Now just once, take your right knee to the right upper arm, hover, side core plank, heart up, face up, breathe, smile. Let your right foot land outside your right hand, lizard lunge. Come to your fingertips and feel that lift from your core. You can use blocks here too. Ease your back, ease your hips down, and pull the heart through. So you should be able to lower your hips lower than before. Exhale to wrap. Keep the flow. Inhale, rippling up from the lower spine all the way up through the heart. Exhale, drip your head down. Let's do it 2 more times. Inhale, expand across your chest. exhale round. Inhale. Drink the breath in and then exhale. Pour the energy out the crown of the head. This time, inhale, go nice and low. And from here, we're going to circle the right arm overhead. Feel this lift and slowly control the descent of your back knee to the ground. Leaning back, I can catch the back foot. If this is not for you, you can modify by taking your right palm on the inner knee, and then you can flex all 5 toes and be on the little toe blade. And now let the right knee resist the pressing of the hand if you do this version. And this will hit that right hip area, the same stretch you get in pigeon pose. If you're going for catching the back foot, let your foot push into the hand, arm pulls the foot, and feel this kind of tug of war. Breathe. A couple more breaths here. Let's linger in that quad stretch. Liberate that energy flow through your leg. Now, as we exhale, let's bring your elbows on the blocks or on the mat. Palms can touch. Now, let's think forward today. Elongate your neck. Tuck your toes, fire up the back leg, and breathe. Good. Keeping the back leg strong, the core strong. Let's come off your elbows, and now we're going to sandwich the foot between your hands. Heel toe the foot to the center of the mat. Hand frames around the foot, and we're in the hamstring stretch again, otherwise known as pyramid pose. Now from here, we're going to pull the foot in and then heel toe the foot across the left edge of your mat. Then hop the left foot over to the right edge of the mat, and we're going to simultaneously go for straighter legs. Notice I'm flexing my foot and I'm on the little toe blade again, which really gets you in the outer hip and the IT band. Pull the hip back by working with bent knees, okay, as long as you're moving towards extension. And then keeping the right hip pulling back, you can dare to drape forward again. Few deep breaths. It's intense. Instead of cringing and tightening around it, let's open into it with our awareness. Slow, deep breathing. Saying good morning to your IT band. And now let's come back. Let's spin on your feet and face the side like a game of twisters. We're gonna step the left foot forward, right foot back, and just open up your stance so you're in the classic prasarita, about 2.5 feet wide. And let's take a little drape. Inhale into the back body. As you exhale, melt the heart. Feel free to bend your knees if you need. This is just a release and an opening. Great. Walk your hands back in. Spin on your heels. Turn your toes out so you're in the goddess pose or a wide-ish malasana. Knees over your heels. Engage your core. And 1, 2, 3, take your hands on the inner thighs, sliding out to inner knees. Roll the collarbones out of the ears and feel that core control. Let's take a little twist. Doesn't matter which side, but press one thigh back, take that shoulder and dip it forward. Breathe into the inner thigh stretch, into the underneath the shoulder blade stretch. Come back through the core control. Switch. Let your toes open and embrace the mat, awakening the intelligence of your feet. Gather to a low prayer and feel that rising fountain of energy gushing up. Let's turn this into Warrior 2, turning your right heel towards the back of the mat and take a reverse warrior. Inhale. Windmill the arm to a low lunge. Step it back to a plank hover. Chaturanga halfway or all the way. Keep your neck long. Upward facing. Joyous lift. Downward dog. Take a couple of breaths. Reconfiguring. When you're ready, take your left leg nice and high. Tilt, open, breathe. Bend the knee. Take a little ankle twirl to say good morning to your foot. And let's take figure eights. We're gonna swoop across, cycling the leg in. Inhale, open, square the torso. Keep that going. Exhale, down and across. Inhale, open it up. Exhale it down and across. Inhale, open it up. Good, now take your left knee to the left shoulder, side core plank. Heart lifts, face lifts. Hover, lift, lift, lift. Defy gravity energy. Float your left foot outside your hand. Come up off your wrists, off to your fingertips, and cat-cow here. Right, try to insist on straight back leg as you pull your chest through. Exhale. It's amazing how much difference it makes, just having your foot outside your hands, how much lower your hips can go. Exhale, drop your head. Inhale, unfurl. So really let the hips melt down and open that psoas. Open your heart. Let's do a couple more. Just pure integration and flow. Tuning in to the space between your vertebrae. This time, let's circle the left arm overhead. Lift the heart as you ease your back knee down. It's easy to kind of use this arm as a crutch, so please keep that shoulder out of the air. And you can take your left palm on the inner knee if you did this version. If you like catching the quad, all right, notice I'm on my fingertips. You can use blocks, but elevate this side at first and lean back, and then seat. Try not to crouch forward and strain yourself. Lean back, open heart. All right, hug your legs towards one another so you keep your core activated as you go deeper. So there's muscular strength here too. You're pushing the foot into the hand, arm is pulling the foot in, the inner thighs are hugging towards each other, activating the core too. Breathe into that quad stretch. And let's take it to lizard lunge all the way down. Forearms on the mat, on the blocks, as your body likes it. Palms can touch. Let's keep the gaze forward today. The neck stays long. Hug that outer thigh in and then fire up the back leg. Hugging in the legs will lift your core, maybe even your hips, but from the place of lift, try to go deeper. Without losing the hugging in energy, go for a deeper stretch. All right, let's come off your elbows to your hamstring stretch. Heel toe the foot to the center between your hands. Go for a straighter front leg. And then you can pull this foot in a little bit and then walk it over, heel toe, over to the right edge of your mat. Hop the right foot over to the left edge. Be playful. Flex all 10 toes. Be on your little toes blade. Gut the left hip back. Lift from the core. And now drape your whole spine down. Relax your head and neck. Breathe 1. Exhale, breathe 2. Open the sides. Open the lower back. Melt into that flow. Great. Let's turn on your feet and face the side. I'm sorry to have my butt towards you, but I'm going to step 1 foot back, 1 foot forward. And this time, let's take your hands underneath. Inhale, lift your heart, and exhale, dive the crown of the head to the mat. Squeeze the elbows in, roll the collarbones up. You can start with bent knees and little by little move towards straightness. There is an element of a headstand. In fact, there is a tripod headstand you can do from here. We're not going to go there, but feel that like pressing down to the crown, lifting up from your palms into your core, from your feet into your core. Great, come on up. Let's turn your toes out for that goddess stretch. 1, 2, 3, hands go on the inner knees. Tip one shoulder forward and get a great stretch underneath your shoulder blade. A moment of symmetry and switch sides. Feel all 10 toes and lift the arches. From that lift, feel that rising energy through the midline. Pivot on the ball of the back foot and spin your heel to the back of the mat. And just feel the power and poise of Warrior 2. As the day begins, invoking that warrior spirit. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, cartwheel the arms to the earth. Shoot it back, plank. Chaturanga, hover. Upward dog, breathing in, rising. Good, now go to box position. Ground through your shins. Walk your hands towards the front end of your mat. I'm on my finger pads here, just like piano hands. Feel the lifting of the armpits as you release your heart towards the ground. Maybe your forehead can touch the ground, maybe not, but you're moving in that direction. Feel the shin bones heavy. Then, keeping the inner arms rolling out away from the ears, ease and melt your elbows to the ground, and then bring your hands to touch. Walk your elbows forward, and feel the melting of the heart to the ground. A few more deep breaths. Ground your shins. And notice I have my wrist apart, which deepens the stretch in the triceps. Release your heart to the ground. And imagine somebody standing behind you and pull your hips back to child pose. Sit all the way back. Let's take your hands to your heels and just let the shoulder blades round and drape off your back. Enjoy the simplicity of the child pose for a few breaths. Catch hold of your heels, keep your head heavy, and let's roll up vertebra by vertebra, sitting on your heels. Let's take your hands behind you for modified Ustrasana. Keep your knees hugging in and press through the quads. Open the solar plexus. Open your heart, open your throat. Those of you who feel warm enough at this stage, you can bring your hands to your heels for the full Ustrasana. If this is not for you, don't do it. Breathe into the lift and expanse. Let's find that core. Connect with your core. If you're in the full Ustrasana, just come up, just kneel, and then let's sit back down. Let's bring your thumbs to the space right between your brows. And just breathe into your central channel. Touch the ground. Let's tuck your toes. One last stretch here to just counter pose and open the soles of your feet. Open the lower back. Open the entire back body. Let your head hang. Walk your hands in and then lift your heels way up high. Let's test our balance. Squeeze your heels towards one another as if you had like a little tennis ball right between your heels. And then using your core support, find your equilibrium. Play the game of finding your center. Tipping your heart back, holding on to that core center, and again, feel that fountain of that vital life force rising inside you. See if you can use the strength of your toes, ankles, and core all together and come up to a chair. Boom. And then push into the earth. Open the heart to the sky. Exhale, standing with aliveness. Feel the foundation. Feel your breath. Feel the poise. Let's take a moment to just touch your third eye and offer your day in the service of your highest expression. So I hope you're feeling great, open and in the flow now. And now in this pristine moment right after practice is a great time to ask yourself, because prioritization is really so important in life, in work, in business. So ask yourself this now: what's the one thing that if you took care of now, when you're feeling centered, when you're feeling great, the one thing that you perhaps have resisted and procrastinated for a while, because you know, your subconscious knows how much difference it would make in your life, that if you took care of that one thing, it would make everything else on your to-do list either obsolete or a lot easier. What's that head of the domino piece that will knock all the other pieces over? Just contemplate this, write it down, and get to it. I'm Mariko Hirakawa of Visionary Yoga. Give this a like and subscribe. See you in the next episode.